Let me get my gadget going.
Get your gadget going.
Hey, go gadget.
Hey.
Can I sit here?
I like it when you're right there so I can see you.
I like seeing you.
Well, how can it's awkward whenever you're right there.
Well, let me put some light on the subject. Do you still look okay in this lighting?
Ooh.
Ooh.
I think so.
You look good in any lighting.
Well, thank you. Brother Woodall, appreciate you getting on here. I see you on here. Richard Neese, man, I can finally talk. I'm getting better. Kristen, good to see you on here. Jenny Gale, thank you so much, everybody, for getting on here. I appreciate the likes. I appreciate comments. Happy Thursday night, by the way. Appreciate everybody getting on here. If you'd like the stream, I'd appreciate it. If you comment, any kind of dialogue, any way we can all collaborate together would be ideal. On a flight, still on here. Derek Godwin. Hey, Derek Godwin, my new best friend. I wish you were here with me right now, buddy. You are one awesome dude, man. I appreciate everything you've done. You've helped me out so much with my T-shirt money, and also Brittany Renee, the one that matters the most to me. Every Thursday night, if you're not aware, I do the show along with Brittany Renee. Hey, Belinda Arender, thank you for getting on here. Every Thursday night, I like to bring some type of a story. It usually comes to me from within the last week. I like to talk about something I'm 44 years old today. Things don't bother me the way they did when I was 30 years old or 31 years old. And I wish, I had so many influential people in my life that tried to help me. The Tim Duttons of the world, John Jones, Joey Richardson, Brother Woodall, Tony Woodall. Hey, Lee, thank you for getting on here. She said our
favorite couple.
Oh,
sweet.
Tony Woodall was one of the main catalysts for me to change, and he helped bring an awareness to me that I didn't know. I mean, I 100%, and I don't have many notes tonight because I'm only talking about one thing. So tonight I'm going to ask a lot of questions back to you.
I'm going to ask a lot of
Brittany
questions
Renee,
to you.
Ryan Denny, our new neighbor. Ryan Denny's over in the rich section. Too bad we don't, we're not close to him. But Ryan, if you want to come over here and slum next to us, you're always welcome, by the way. But I wish that I would have taken advantage of the people that were in my life, like Tisha says. Tim Dutton, he was very influential, but it took me a long time to listen, understand, and then apply the knowledge that he was giving me. So the purpose of this show is your surveillance camera experts. Well, hey, we need some cameras up in this house. Hey, Terry Greer, how are you doing, friend? So the whole purpose of the show is I want to help people have a better understanding. I really do feel like that is one of my purposes, is to help people understand themselves better. Mm-hmm. And no matter where they are today, they can always improve their situation. So one thing that really held me back most of my life was needing the good opinion of others. I needed validation from other people. Mm-hmm. And why that was so, why I struggled so much is who on here, Roger Sargent?
Heather Bills.
Heather Bills, is she?
Hey, girl.
How many of you people always get good vibes, good words, good affirmations? Life is not like that. Life is sometimes you're going to hear good things, and sometimes you're not going to hear good things. Mm-hmm. And I really struggled when I didn't always hear the good things.
Well, and that's when you need to determine who you're hearing that from. Is it constructive criticism that you need to actually listen to in order to improve, or is it something that is something you need to tune out?
Well, for me, now we're going back to during the time. Today I look at it completely different, which we can get to. But back in the day, it would lead to a lot of doubt. So one of my posts I put up tonight, are you What are you scared of? Are you afraid of failing? I could be talked out of trying to do things so easily because other people would have told me it would not work.
But it also ends in insecurities, right?
Of course it's insecurities. Anytime you're listening, Andrew, how are you doing, friend? Anytime you're needing something that's not inside you, if you're needing something out here, it is insecurity. So I was led by feeding insecurity. I didn't try to fix the insecurity. I tried to make myself feel better by other people thinking highly of me or them telling me something. So I would do things that insecure people do. I couldn't have serious conversations. I would try to always make jokes. I could always rely on my humor because I'm one funny dude. I'm funny, don't you think?
Yeah, baby.
So I think a lot of insecure people grow up and they use humor to deflect what they're insecure about. They can always make light or make fun of themselves. And I was always that person that I had no problem whatsoever making fun of myself if it got you to laugh. That's all I was focusing on, was getting people around me to like me, to laugh at me. I was always, Terry Greer, thank you, buddy. I was always focused on the good opinion, no matter however you want to call good opinion, them laughing, them saying nice things about me. Mm-hmm. I cared way too much about what people thought.
Right.
And all that does is it feeds this big old insecure monster that's inside of you an insecurity can never get fed enough. It just does not matter. And that's one thing that Tony Woodall, funny guys get the girls, said Chris Davis.
But needy guys don't.
Needy guys don't.
You can't be both.
So let's fast forward to when my good friend Tony Woodall was helping me understand myself. And he was helping me. I wish Brother Woodall was on here. I know you're not. I saw you get on here. Everybody, please share the stream. Please like. Please comment.
I already did.
Well, I appreciate you doing that. Well, we are going to... what do you struggle with, Tiffany? Exactly. I wish I could Zoom everybody in here and we could all talk about this. There's about 20 people that were on here. But anytime you are focused externally, you're focused on the wrong thing. I remember it clear as day. Tony Woodall came. We were at the Scottish Glen Model, and I was struggling. I was going through some really bad times. But God put these good or bad times in my life so I could finally start to see what I was missing. For all this time, I was focusing external.
Right.
Everything. And I never, ever, when he was talking about confidence, and I wish Brother Woodall would make some of his posts. And if you actually can't follow Tony because he's got 5,000 friends, so I would say go friend him.
You need to take a friend off.
You'd have to take it. But Tony can articulate from a godly perspective without saying God or without saying things. He can help you understand you as good as anybody I've ever been around. He helped me bring more awareness to how I was thinking, how I was feeling. Why did I need that? I started asking all these questions, Tiffany. Fear of not being accepted. I faced that. Every insecurity out there, Tiffany, I was facing it, but I could mask it. And a lot of people think that people that have a lot of gifts that we see externally on, we think they've got a lot of confidence. A lot of times a lot of the best, and I'm not saying I'm the best looking person. I'm not saying that at all. But I really, really feel like when you're a good-looking man or a good-looking woman, or if you're somebody that has a lot of money, or if you have a lot of gifts that are not internal gifts, athletes, singers, all these things that they can do, if you take that away from them, how confident are they in themselves? Right. So like a good-looking woman, and I'm not saying anything... I'm not saying all great-looking women are insecure. I'm not saying that. But whenever you grow up and you're a very, very attractive person, male or female, you're socially promoted.
You hear that all the time.
You are socially... Hey, Jeremy Winger, how are you, buddy? You are socially promoted because I am talking about you. So whenever you grow up and you're very good looking, or you have money, or you have things, you're socially promoted. You never have to work on internal beliefs because everybody tells you how great you are.
Right.
Whether you're an athlete, whether you're a good looking guy or a good looking girl. So they grow up with a false positive of their security. That is powerful. Damn.
Very powerful.
That comes from a false positive of their security. They think they're confident, but they really have not been tested. Their confidence, their belief in themselves has not been tested. But everybody will start to find it. Everybody on here has either faced an obstacle. Hi, Mama, I love you. You've either faced obstacles or you're going to face obstacles. Mm-hmm. And you usually will probably start to... You'll start to face these obstacles when you're probably 20 years old, 18, 19, 20 years old. Because life's easy for most people up until that point. Now, some people, unfortunately, probably do have a harder time in school, but most of the time, these obstacles are going to come in your 20s, then more are going to come in your 30s, then more are going to come in your 40s. They're going to keep coming. They're going to keep coming at you. What breaks you makes you. You're exactly right, LB. I didn't realize that I had something. Everything that you need has already been placed with you. We should all agree with that. God has already given you everything that you need. Now it's your turn to activate that belief. So what I'm getting at is it's a trap that you'll fall into when you start to worry about what people say about you. I did a video on this today. And think about this. We all talk about you. Hey, Glenn Street. How you doing, buddy? Glad you answered and called me back tonight. Think about this. We're all human. We're all flawed. We all make mistakes. Everybody on here at some point, probably today, has talked about somebody else. Let's be honest. Did you talk bad about somebody today?
Not today.
Okay. Well, most of us have said, okay, did you say one thing about somebody, if they had heard it, it would have bothered them. It would have hurt their feelings.
I had so many conversations today.
Okay. Well, I believe, sometimes just not acknowledging somebody could hurt somebody's feelings. So I really believe, for the most part, we will say things in a setting and we don't even mean it, but we will say something about somebody.
Oh, I know. I hurt my mom's feelings yesterday when she read the post about Velveeta shells and cheese being better than her mac and cheese.
Did that really?
Haters gonna hate.
Haters. Hey, yeah, everybody does need to come out to the GTT Bag, which is November 22nd. It's hard to talk to.
It's gonna be a good one.
Well, Lee, you're probably right, but we're not talking from the perspective of the person that's saying it. We're talking about it from the person that it's about. Because I'm going to tell you, there were so many times people would say something about me and it would really affect me. It would really affect my belief in myself.
Right.
Because somebody said that. So that's why
it could have been something that just wasn't even offensive or bad. You just took it that way because your insecurities within yourself, right?
Probably. It probably is taken out of context. But what if it's not? What if it's the truth? What if you were to say something that is the truth about me? Should it bother me? Should it hurt my feelings? Should I be mad? Tom Love, I'm not going in November. I've got a party to get ready for. Ooh, Trisha Moore. Someone is talking. Well, see, I don't get angry when people talk about me behind my back, Trisha. Be kind. Words do hurt. But we've got to not be so sensitive to what people say about us. Because you do not want those people to influence your thoughts. Think about this. If I started telling you, if you're hurting people, they do hurt people. Hey, I know you went to lunch with Burt the other day. I can't wait to hang out with you, Tom Love. Pick your brain. So I'm going to go back to when I was in a very, very insecure place. And I can admit that. I'm telling you, the biggest shift for me to go from insecure to more confident, because nobody's 100% confident. That's just impossible.
Right.
But I have so much more confidence today because I do not focus on what people say about me. Now, if you do say something about me to me, I will listen, I will internalize it, and I will start to think maybe I will figure out, I want to know what the truth is. I don't worry about managing my feelings. I don't worry about that. So whenever somebody in my past, whenever I would find out they said something about me, whether it was true or untrue, I would try way too hard to prove them wrong. Mm-hmm. Do you know how much energy and effort it takes away from me to go prove one person wrong?
It's exhausting.
It is exhausting. So whenever somebody, baby, you get...
Heather said, for some people like myself, we are very honest about things. I just can't hold it back. It's a downfall sometimes. How should I handle that? I don't see it as a downfall in myself. Is that bad?
So exactly what is she? Is that Heather?
She's asking, is it a downfall that she's honest and she can't hold back some honesty?
Well, I'm talking from the perspective of the individual hearing if somebody's talking about them. Hey, Dr. Bill.
And then
how you
Melinda
doing?
said, you cannot control what people say. However, you can consider the source or consider the message. The only time it should affect you is if, 1, you learn a lesson about the one talking, or 2, you learn a lesson about yourself. I like that.
I like that too. I like that too. But Moscow Mule Cup, I do have it. But honestly, I just don't really pay any attention to it, because most of the time when I'm making a comment about somebody, well, and honestly, everybody on here does this. We all make comments about somebody where we do not have all the information.
Mm-hmm. Well, and what she's saying is similar to what I was saying before, where when something's said, you have to determine, is there truth there? Is there something I could help? You know, do I need to use that as constructive criticism? Or is it really just that person
That's
not
right.
being,
That's right.
you know, truthful, or jealousy or insecurity or whatever? You really have to just figure that out before you...
Well, I've got filters, Lee, like you said, only you have control over your thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And that's why I do this. Whenever I hear something, if somebody tells me, hey, such and such, the weatherman's on here, whenever somebody is talking about me, I literally don't even listen. And I'm going to be honest, if it's good or bad, because I can't get wrapped up in the good either.
Well, hey, and you know what they say, if they're talking about you, good or bad, you know, it's good attention.
Valerie, thank you for tuning in. No, and everybody's got their way that they deal with this. And maybe only the way I'm dealing with this is what I needed. You may deal with it differently, but it was very empowering for me. One of the most empowering things that I've ever done is I eliminated, hey, we got a superstar on here, Michael Bonnet, one of the top salesmen at Grant Cardone. Whenever I stopped focusing on what people thought about me and what people what they said, it was one of the most empowering things that I've ever done. Mm-hmm. And it was the one thing I needed the most for probably 35 years of my life. I needed constant validation from somebody that made me feel good about. You know whose job it is to make me feel good about me? You. That's exactly right. So what happens if I start getting off of my responsibility, if I start reaching out to somebody, hey, I'm a little low on my confidence. I need, hey, I'm going to tell you, I don't have just a smart gal. I mean, I've got one tough one hombre here with me, Chris. I mean, Brittany Renee, let's talk about her just a bit, because she had a huge day at her shop today. I was so proud. And so many people like Derek Godwin. There's a lot of other people that went up there today, but hey, I'm proud of you. Very proud of you. You started something. Let's talk about you. You started this store. People could have told you not to do this.
I know.
They could have told you why it wouldn't work. I know. And I've even told Brittany this. Don't listen to everything I tell you. Don't listen to what I tell you. Have you ever heard me say that? Mm-hmm. I've told her that because so many people learning this the hard way. Talk more about it, Valerie. Stephen Weathers.
He's making fun of me because I was baby.
Baby.
Well, no, you did. You tried to obviously show support and help guide me, but you did tell me some things that would, in a lot of people going into new territory, would scare away. You were telling me the
people
truth,
that are the
honest.
closest to you will hold you back because they think they're helping you. Mm-hmm. Your mama will hold you back. Not just your mama, not just my mama, but all mamas will hold you back. Hey, don't do that. Don't play it safe. I don't want to see you get hurt. I don't want to see you lose what you've got.
You should probably take the time to think about this, and I'm not one to think about anything. If I know it's a great idea and I know I can do it, I just go for it.
And that's probably one of the best things you've done, I would say.
Yep.
Derek Godwin is one of the coolest guys. He is. Brittany got to meet Derek today.
Him and his wife both.
I haven't met his wife. Hey, there we are. Hey, he's on an airplane watching me. But Derek, he probably don't want me to say much about him. But man, what a phenomenal guy. Everybody needs a best friend like that guy.
They're both super awesome, and their little girl was so precious.
So here's what I'm saying. People that are close to you will hold you back because they think they're helping you. You can't listen to it. I don't know how many of my close friends said, Tommy, do not call yourself
Good Time Tommy.
Do not call yourself Good Time Tommy. I got your text, Derek Godwin. That's funny, buddy. I won't repeat it. You would be my closest friends, people that I really trusted, said, hey, are you sure you want to move forward calling yourself Good Time Tommy? Are you sure, Eric Kinsley, are you sure you want to go into Nashville when you could be doing things in Murfreesboro? Are you sure you want to go do that? People that care about you the most, Eric, will hold you back because they've given up on themselves. Shane Ray, the big kahuna's on here. If you need that HVAC work done before before it gets too cold, call Shane Ray because he believes most problems can be prevented. Helpers can be deceiving for our future.
Deceivers for our future makes or breaks us.
Cleaners operate on instinct. Hey, he's bringing out the book. They do operate on instinct. And sometimes, I read something, some people can just see something develop before it becomes obvious. Mm-hmm. You saw the exchange in your vision.
Right.
And everybody else was probably lagging behind, and they could have told you, don't do this. You saw it.
Mm-hmm. I saw everything.
Okay, well, somebody that's determined to make something come true, you don't need to listen. I'm telling you, people that are so close to you that want to help you will give you doubt. They'll just say something just enough to make you doubt, second guess what you're doing. Hey, this goes, though, for both ways. When they're saying good things and when they're saying bad things, you've got to lock in on what you want. You've got to become so focused on your purpose. So if things are bothering you, what other people say, I just don't think you have a purpose identified. Right now, if somebody told you the exchange is not going to work, what would you say? If you heard one of your best friends say it.
I wouldn't really have a response to that.
It would probably hurt your feelings a little bit, make you a little mad.
If it was one of my good friends, then yes. But honestly, I have so much belief in what I'm doing because I'm so passionate about it.
Ooh, okay. So now we're getting somewhere. That's a good...
Yeah.
So whenever you got so much belief in yourself and what you're doing, other people's opinions probably don't mean as much. I like that. I like that. Mm-hmm. Tori Ray, that baby's coming. Hey, Hunter, see you in the gym tomorrow, friend. So forever, I can't say how long I was paralyzed by the fact I needed my friends to say things good about me.
So was Tony the only thing that made you make that switch, or did something in your life help you?
Well, Tony coded...
more successful, or, did anything else go into play to make you change?
Timing. God's timing changed. But Tony could, certain. I'm the type of learner where I'm a simpleton. I'm not the smartest person in the world, but once I get something, I feel like I can really, really, really know it. Mm-hmm. But Tony, hey, thank God, when I say this, we were together. We were together every single day for hours, because I would go over there and we would talk about the current situation, and he would tell me why I'm feeling that way. So he was giving me, it was like he was punching in my little brain a computer coded program. This is what you're thinking. This is why you're thinking this. You need to get to know yourself. You need to understand your past, because all of us are dragging into the future with this big ass bunch of baggage with us. Everything we think, every way we react, everything is because of something that's happened to us. It's because of we saw it happen to somebody. Our whole mind operates from the back. That's why things bother us. Mm-hmm. That's the only reason. If we're not aware, like if you did not even know of an outcome, you wouldn't have any fear. You know, we have fears because of something that we've seen in the past. Somehow, some way, we know it's out there and it scares us.
Right. A parent's fear, ignorance, and lack of confidence can be passed on to your child.
Oh, well, it sure can, Kurt.
And what he's actually hitting on, I was about to say, what's unfortunate about what we're talking about is kids, especially now, with the way that they're growing up. You know, everything that they do and the days that a lot of what they go through, mm-hmm. they base on other people's perception of them. Mm-hmm. More so than I feel like what we did growing up.
Hey, hold tight, girl. Okay. You hold tight. Amy Kane, thank you for getting on here. The best person in the title business, by the way. Premier title. Keep going, baby.
Oh, I was done.
Were you? You got anything else?
I
feel like I'm starting to sweat in here. My cold weather, man. You told me this gentleman Jack would help me. Am I sweating? Huh? Hey. Don't do it. Don't do that.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't you do it.
Why are you going to hit on what I just said?
Well, say it again. I'm sorry. I was commenting on the weatherman.
I said what's unfortunate about the kids now compared to when we were growing up, it's a lot harder to mold them to think the way we're trying to talk about needing to think. Yep. Because they're so in tune with the perception of what other people think now. You know, I mean, that's just kind of what's instilled with all the social media and the bullying and the, you know, just media, like everything. I feel
it is different. It is different. And I don't even know if we could begin to relate to what they're going through because it's changed so much. But
so what would you recommend a parent trying to instill in their child early on?
It goes back to what Kirk is saying. You've got to build internal confidence. You've got to work even harder on their internal confidence because there's so many distractions out there. The one place of security is their internal belief in themselves. And today it is different. And I couldn't even begin to say what it would be like as a kid. I don't know what that would be like, how hard it would be. Hey, I think we should spank kids, but Brittany Renee says we shouldn't. That's a hot topic, wasn't it? I wonder how many people we could probably light up this screen.
No, I said to each their own, is what I said.
Well, the problem with spanking kids is you can't do it every time they do something. So what is it training them? But I'm a believer in spanking. But what you should be teaching your kids is they've got to learn how to believe in themselves.
Find out what talents and gifts God has given you and find a way to help them use those. Yes, focus on their positive gifts. I think you mentioned that last night or the night before when we were talking about...
Hey, Spencer.
Nicholas.
Did I tell him that?
No, me and you were talking. And you said we needed to focus on his positive...
Gifts?
Yeah.
What night?
We were just talking about how to build up his confidence.
Okay.
And I remember you mentioning something about, praising him on what he's doing well and focus on the great things. Mm-hmm. You remember that?
Well, I think you've got to focus with kids. I think you've got to focus on a process that they do, the activities, the actions that they take. I think it's a bad idea to focus on results with kids. I think it's a bad idea to focus on results with grown-ups because Sometimes we get lucky, sometimes we get unlucky, sometimes situations occur where you get a result that you don't deserve, whether it's good or bad. But the one constant that you should always focus on is the activities that you're doing. You should praise effort. You should praise hard work. And I think when you do all that, I think the results can hurt your confidence, especially if you, let's just say if we're students and we studied for a test and we studied so hard for this test, but we failed in the result. The parent was looking at the result and it just kind of beat us down. We should have been rewarded for trying so hard. Swifty's on here. Hey, Alan Getz, how are you doing, friend? But tonight, what we're talking about is, I believe this, and I think everybody has their own belief, but I think you should concentrate so much on what you're trying to achieve. You should focus so hard on the purpose that you've outlined that you want to hit, that you're no longer somebody else's opinion does not matter.
Right.
Now, you do hope you get it, but see, all my stuff is internal. I've got my own internal watch. I know when I do something good. I know when I do something bad. No, for 35 years, I did not have that awareness at all. It was all, hey, I need you to know that if I were to do something, I would be so insecure, I would go bring it to your attention. Hey, I did this, by the way. I just want you, hey, I want my credit. I did this. See, that's such an insecurity that, hey.
Can we put this money in here?
But think about that. Whenever you're going out of your way to tell somebody that you did something that you don't think they'd be aware of. Mm-hmm. Well, the problem with that is I believe that there's that insecure monster that's starving inside your belly that can never be fed enough.
Like those pay it forwards, where if you paid for somebody's coffee at Starbucks and you went on Facebook immediately after and you're like, is that what you're talking about?
That's
Somebody
one thing.
That would do that?
That's one thing.
Oh, okay.
But what I'm saying is, if you start giving that insecure monster inside of you a little food, a little appetizer, he keeps getting hungrier. He gets hungrier. Or she gets, hey, politically correct here. She gets hungrier. She wants more. Then the next thing you know, you're having to do more and more just to justify things to other people. So it all starts with your own internal belief that it does not matter what other people say about you. And that's good or bad. It doesn't matter. You've got to lose everything that you need from somebody else. I'm not saying you just become cold or heartless, but I'm talking about your emotions, because it does not matter if somebody tells Brittany Renee her shop won't make it. It does not matter. It's their opinion. Right. Does that mean you shouldn't be their friend? I think people get too mad at their friends if they find out they've been talking about them behind their back. But I think we all do it.
Well, let me ask you a question. So, do you believe that you're in a good place with your confidence and your securities if you get to a point to where you openly ask somebody, how do you think I'm doing? Do you think I could do something differently? Like, you go out of your way to try to get constructive criticism. Or do you think that that's a lack of confidence? No, because somebody like me, I want to know the truth. Yeah. I want to know the truth. It depends on the validation that I'm looking for. Is it the truth, or is it I want you to say something good for me? Because there's always room for improvement. There's always ideas that you may not have thought of that somebody else might have. So I feel, asking those questions is a sign of security and confidence in a sense, because you're good with what you're doing. You're okay, but you know that there's always room for improvement.
I think it's okay if you ask people their opinion. The security will come in the way
respond.
That's right. How it affects you, how you respond to it. So, like, I've had people that will ask me a question and they say, "Man, I just want to know the truth." And whenever I tell them my opinion, they immediately start defending. They didn't listen and acknowledge what I said. They just started defending their position.
Right. A defense.
Then that right there is insecurity.
Right.
Whenever we're trying to prove trying to prove one person at a time that you're right or that you're doing something and you want some type of recognition is just that insecure monster. We don't know if it's a man or a woman inside of you, but we do know this. We know if it gets a little bit of food, it will get hungrier. And the next thing you know, you're operating on so much insecurity, you're not even aware of it. Most insecure people, I don't think, are even aware that they're insecure. They think it's something else. They don't know the root of all their problems is insecurity. They think it's something else. Mm-hmm. They think it's somebody else. They think it's something other than insecurity. Hey, this guy right here is the first person that can tell you. I did not have a clue how insecure I was. I didn't know. I had no clue that my emotions, my anger, my outbursts, my comments, my whatever, it was all because of that hungry, insecure monster. I think mine's a man. I think my guy's a man. Down there.
Guy's a man.
Yeah, that insecure monster. I said I didn't know if it's a man or a woman because I don't want to say, I don't want to be a sexist, but
oh my gosh.
I mean, I feel like we've all been there. It's part of growth, finding out who you really are. I mean, especially when you're right out of high school, going into college, or when you're trying to really find yourself, you kind of get into a situation where you're lost. I feel like there's always a point in someone's life where they go through that, even if it's for a short period of time. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just, we're all human. We all have emotions, and sometimes it's hard to not operate on emotion. Sometimes it is hard because we're not robots, we're human, and sometimes it's easy to be led by emotion.
That's right. Lee Barnes, that insecure monster in all of us is our wounded child who hasn't healed or evolved. That's exactly right. Oh, Brother Woodall has said something. The genius speaks. The purpose of listening is to understand, not to defend your predetermined position. That boy's
right.
Hey, he's a genius.
Yes.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And Tony Woodall would tell me things during this transition of my life, and I would try to choke him. He would say I was doing something, and I would get so defensive, I'd try to choke him and prove to him he's wrong. I'm right. I'm not insecure. What are you talking about? Why would I be insecure? Have you ever heard somebody say that? Look at me. Why would I be insecure? Look at everything I've got. Why would I be insecure? It don't matter what's on the outside. Insecurity's all inside. Mm-hmm. If you could open people up and look in there and check them, that guy, that girl,
that's got insecurity.
That guy. Well, hey, you got everything is internal, but I can see insecurity externally so easy. I mean, it's simple to see.
It really is.
David Estes, how are you doing, friend? So, whenever I tell people the worst thing that ever happened to me ended up being the best thing that ever happened to me because it was an external event that forced me to look inside of me. And hey, I was so insecure, it probably took me 4 or 5 years to get through it. It took me a long time to really believe in myself. Mm-hmm. And there's different.
Process.
It is a process.
It doesn't just happen overnight.
And there's different forms of confidence and insecurity because you put me on an airplane, I've got a lot of insecurity. Mm-hmm. Lot of insecurity. That's right. So anytime, okay, well, think about that. I get on an airplane, I'm very insecure, I hate to fly, I need something external to make me feel better.
If you allow criticism to upset you, it can't ever become constructive, and in the end will stunt your growth. Take the emotions out, and you allow yourself to grow. I'm learning that from the greatest.
Hey, you're the greatest, Swifty. You are the greatest. What else do you have for me, Miss Brittany Renee? I like it when you fire these questions at me.
I will take care of you on the flight to Las Vegas. Ooh!
Now, Derek well, he's talking about having his own airplane. We'll see.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, but that's my buddy. He may have his own airplane.
Hey, and tell Meredith she needs to come up to the A Formal Affair upstairs, and we can get some gowns to rent for the events we're going to in Vegas. We can play dress up.
We can play. Hey, Kendra Cook, thank you for getting on here. I hope you're doing well. Kendra Cook was one that I wrote a blog about Kendra Cook. Did you see that? I wrote a blog and it was about her and Dan Elam.
Oh, really?
Yes, because Kendra Cook was one of the first people that I started listening to about growing a team. She was very influential in that. Do you have any more questions for me? I'll let you fire something at me.
I've been good on my questions.
You have been good on your questions,
I need a pat on the back.
Hey, why do you need a pat on the back?
You gonna rub my feet tonight?
Why do you need a pat on the back?
What do you mean? Because I've been asking good questions.
Okay.
Have I not?
Yeah. What else? Yep. If you need validation, yes, you always ask good questions though. So.
Oh, coach.
Oh, the super coach. This is one of his concepts that I'm talking about that I stole from you. He's the person that told me when people talk about you behind your back, it ain't none of your business. Took me a while to understand that. It took me a while to grasp that because, hey, ain't nobody gonna talk about me behind my back. Because I'm confident. If you talk about me behind my back, I'm gonna say something to you because I'm confident. That's how I was thinking. My mama's bringing the Bible.
In order to grow, you have to feel emotions and learn to cope and deal with them. So don't turn off emotions, feel them and learn and grow from them.
See, and I believe that too to a certain extent. I mean, not get led by emotions because we've obviously had a lot of talks on that. But you need to feel emotions.
Hey, Heather Russell. No, you're right. Hey, I feel, but I immediately go to a filter because
even with positive emotion.
Nah, I'm still insecure enough to love when somebody says something good about me.
You become vulnerable.
No, but I mean, no, I do.
Isn't it good to allow yourself to be vulnerable to a certain
I'm very vulnerable. I can get on here and say that, but I like it when people say good things about me. I'm an only child that loves attention. That's one of my,
Something would be wrong with you if you didn't like good attention. Everybody likes to hear the good things about themselves.
Yep. But, okay, well, let me ask you this. One of my filters is, what if I stopped hearing the good things? Would I stop feeling good about myself?
Should I stop calling you handsome?
Well, what I'm saying is anytime you're dependent or anytime you're...
Yes, Lee. Yes. Most definitely. That is his love language.
Okay, that's enough of me being pathetic.
No, baby.
Okay.
It's easy to pick up on you love the words of affirmation.
Douglas, hey, I didn't read all that.
Here, I'll go back and read it real quick.
Well, no, you're right. I do like words of affirmation.
Yes.
It does stem from something in childhood, I'm sure. But here's my only thing. I've got this filter of mine where if you remove it, do you still feel good about yourself? Whatever situation you're in, remove that object, remove that, whatever we want to call it, that variable. Remove that variable, and do you still feel good about it? Hey, Brother Woodall, I'll see you tomorrow at the alley on Main. So, remove anything that I'm hearing. Do I still feel good about me? Well, think about that. But whenever true internal confidence is internal, that it does, I don't need, hashtag GTT. Hey, everybody, tomorrow, 3:30, 4 o'clock, I'll be at the alley on Main to probably have a few drinks to support my good friends up there. They are shut down Saturday.
Boarding up.
Are they boarding up as well?
Boarding up.
Because of what's going on in Murfreesboro, so it'd be great if anybody wants to come out there, have a drink or two or three. Hey, do not drive home if you've had more than three.
We'll call you.
But I do want to take a few minutes and talk about all those people downtown. Tomorrow, my buddy that owns, what's so sad?
What's going on downtown?
Talking about downtown? Thanks for everything. I love you, Mama. Aaron was telling me that the day they have to shut down Woods Viking, that's $3,000 that they lose that day.
Woods Viking?
Yeah.
Well, and then the Oakland Mansion thing.
$10,000.
Yeah.
$10,000. I mean, and so really what we should do is focus on helping people out. So tomorrow we're gonna go to the alley. Brittany's shutting her store down probably, we don't know what time, but she can't open up on Saturday. Think about that. Saturday's one of her best days, and it's been robbed because of what's going on down there. I mean, it is sad. It is scary. It is something to be concerned about.
Check my last Facebook post. I wish we would have thought ahead.
But tomorrow I'll go back and check you out, Kirk, see what you got in there. But tomorrow, get out there and support downtown. Go eat I say the alley. Go shop at the Exchange. Or Trendy Pieces, Bella's, all those places down there. Eat at Puckett's. Get a haircut.
Simply Pure Sweets. Get a pastry. I mean, coffee, whatever. Just anything.
And let me tell you one, and I'm going to wrap this up because I'm sure people are getting tired of me ramble. One thing that has become extremely obvious to me is whenever you give things, it's amazing how fast things come back to you. I'm gonna talk about, well, 3 people, because you got to put Sean and Christy Hackinson as 2. They are 2 of the most giving people in this town. They own the alley on Main, and they are always, when I say always, they are always first to say, what can we do? What can we do to help? I go so many places for a social gathering, and they've done something. They have sponsored something. They're giving something. And their store is so blessed because you really can't receive until you give. I just don't think your heart's opened up to, if you won't give away something, your heart won't accept a gift.
Right.
So Sean and Christy are 2 of the most giving people that I've met. And the other one is Derek. I don't know his wife, Godwin, who, Meredith. I need to meet Meredith. We need to spend time with them 2 because how giving he is. I mean, that guy, and if you were to meet Derek Godwin, you wouldn't know what you don't know. But he is one of the most down-to-earth, good-hearted people that I can ever remember meeting. And
hey, I did tell him today that you told me that you guys were going to be best friends.
Well, I mean, I really, he is somebody. I mean, I'm so blown away by how intelligent he is. First off, he is so smart. He's 32 years old, and it amazes me what he knows. Secondly is how he's tearing up on here. Secondly is how immediate he is to give.
Tearing up.
But whenever you get around these kind of people, it will inspire you. What it does is it shows you that's what you should be doing.
It's contagious.
It is contagious. So today after Derek, he went to Brittany's. He was whenever I offered the $100 for Brittany's store, if they spent $200, he immediately jumped in, and then him and Meredith went up there and spent who knows how much money today. But I called up somebody and I offered them money for what they're doing. And then as soon as I did that, other things just started happening. Yeah. I mean, so I really do believe of tithing. You know, that's really what you're doing. That 10th, you're giving away money. It's, you should probably give it to where your spiritual strength comes from.
You're paying it forward, and you don't even realize that
because you're not being forced to. It's like you genuinely want to because of what you witness.
That's right.
And it's like a domino effect.
That's right. Hey, Richie Johnson, how are you doing, friend? Gary O'Ran, won't you come over to my house, play a little backyard football, huh? Hey, Shannon met Gruffy at the Exchange a few weeks ago. I don't know if she told you, Gary. Remember when Gruffy came up there? Shannon was up there.
Yeah.
So I really do believe that you get around people that have a giving heart, it'll rub off on you. You start giving and it'll just start coming back to you. I mean, I don't know why it works that way, but it does. Hey, we're the same age. Heather Russell, same age, girl. So, hey, every Thursday night we do Straight from the Gut. I feel like you need a yard, Mama.
We have a yard.
We do have a yard. It's Lucky's backyard. But every Thursday night we come back here and I like to talk about the mistakes I've made. I like that because it keeps me sharp. It keeps me from preventing things. It also helps build more awareness. It helps me think. So I appreciate all the likes, all the love. I wish you would share the stream My goal is to influence 150,000 people in Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Why stop there?
Well, that's exactly right. Maybe one day it can be a lot higher than that, but one of these days I won't. My purpose is for people to see me as someone that's made a difference in their life, because the reason why is because of how many people have made a difference in my life. See, somebody's already given this to me. They've already given me this gift to help me understand myself better. I've got to pay this back because I know I'll get even more. Hey, what are you about to do, kid? So we've been going about an hour. Everybody that's been on here, I really do appreciate you taking the time on Thursday night to sit and listen. And I really, Richard, I see you're still on here, buddy. I really appreciate you. Lee, I appreciate you on here. I see what you're doing on Facebook. I see your listings. I see where you sold some stuff, Lee. Congratulations. Lee, you ought to get in one of our classes called Monster Producer. There's one in Franklin. Yeah. Kelsey Prince, hey neighbor, how's that firewood treating you down there? But every Thursday night we're going to do this from 8 till tonight, 8:50. Now my voice. Did you watch?
She's about to
Dan
get
Elam.
Nancy this weekend.
Dan Elam's on here.
I'm a third and.
Well, congrats.
I don't even know what she's doing.
Who?
Lee.
She's in real estate. Killer. She's over in Franklin.
Oh, way to go, Lee. Third in 3 weeks. That's awesome.
Congrats. Dan Elam, hey, I appreciate you finally getting back with me today. I invited him to lunch. Dan Elam is another mentor of mine. Since you're on here, I will say this because Kendra was on here. I wrote a blog about Dan and Kendra. Uh-huh. And Dan is, I love you too, Mama. Dan is somebody that has always given me time. He's always given me knowledge. He has got to give. He's very giving, because a lot of people would look at that as, why would I want to help you? Even though I've never worked for him, he's always been extremely giving of his of what he knows, which has been very, very helpful for me as I've been doing this about 50 years now.
Yes.
Baby, is there anything I've left out that you think I should say?
Oh, you love me.
I love you. Anything else? Anything else?
No, I think this has been a great show, baby.
Well, thank you.
Very good.
And I didn't plan for this show. A lot of our best shows are probably when I just get on here and talk.
Yeah.
I like to think, hey, I want to say this, I want to say that.
Big topic.
What are you being for Halloween? Dr. Langworthy, how are you doing, buddy?
What are you going to be this year, Ryan?
He takes pride in his little Halloween costumes on a budget, I saw.
Richard Neese, whenever you're up here, we do need to hang out. I know we say that, but it seems like every time I see you, I'm in a hurry to get out of class. David, how are you doing, friend? I don't know. When is Halloween?
The 31st. It's the same.
But what day
year.
is that?
It's on a Tuesday, I think. Isn't it on a Tuesday? Hey, Ryan, are you going to have a Halloween housewarming party?
You know, I've gotten too fat to play dress up for Halloween.
I'll get in just a second, baby.
I don't know what I would be right now. I'd like to go as something big. Pillsbury Doughboy.
Stop.
I mean, I'm getting so fat. And I can't stop. I don't know. Are we dressing up for Halloween? Are we doing anything like that?
Negative. No Halloween parties. We don't have a party. I was going to have a party. You said you didn't want to do
No, we're doing our party. We're going to try. Hey, yeah, Mama, everybody come up to the alley on Main tomorrow about 3:30, 3:45, 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
I'm going to be up there. I'm just going to have a few drinks, chum around with my buddies.
Everybody.
No. Because I got to run in the morning. I don't have a choice. But hey, everybody, you all are invited to my party November 22nd. That's the Wednesday night before Thanksgiving. And the reason why I chose that night, growing up, for me, the Wednesday night before Thanksgiving was when everybody would come back into town that I know that moved off. It was such a special night. I would go somewhere and we would see people. And, you know, I've done this twice. And whenever there's a lot of people that only see each other during this party. They don't see them any other time. And whenever you bring people together and they're so happy to see one another, that's a cool thing. Yes. So I'm really looking forward to it. There's no cover charge. It's at Main Street Music. I do bring in a band. It's called they're called Far Cry, and they are a great band. I mean, they play on Broadway in Nashville, and they get booked up quite a bit. So everybody, Wednesday night before Thanksgiving, the doors open at 7. I'd love to see everybody come out there. Even if you can only be there for 30 minutes to 40 minutes to an hour, hey, to 2 hours to all night, it would be great to see everybody come out there. Like Holly Sims, me and Holly went to high school together. Good to see you on here. Holly, maybe you can come out there Wednesday night before Thanksgiving. So, all right, guys, I'm about to shut it down because I'm going to lose my voice, and it gets ugly when I start coughing so much. So, I appreciate you being on here. It's great to talk. Always like, comment, and please share my stream. If you share my stream, it helps me because I want people to know me. I want them to know who I really am. Whenever people, Dr. Langworthy, we'll see you at the Mac. I want people to know who I really am, and this is who I really am. This is about as raw of a setting as you can ever be in. So, hey, everybody that's on here, I really, really, really do appreciate it. And just remember, whenever people talk about you, tell yourself this: it ain't none of my business, because I don't need their good opinion. I don't need that. So that may be a little harsh. It may be a little hard for some of you to live by, but I promise you this: they'll destroy your confidence if you let them. That little insecure monster inside of you will start eating all of you up. I don't know if it's a woman or if it's a man inside of you, but there's this little person that loves insecurity. It feeds on it. And we all have this little guy in here that goes back to when we were so young. That's when he started growing, like in our childhood.
Yeah.
Whenever that girl ignored me, and it made me mad for the rest of my life, or whenever that guy said something about me and everybody laughed. So we can't do anything about that. We got to address them. We got to overcome them. We got to move forward. So just remember, when people talk about you,
it ain't none of your business.
It ain't none of your business. And hey, you can still be their friends, because I got friends right now, I know this, that talk about me. There's some of my best friends that talk about me and all the shenanigans that I do, but I don't care.
Well, people talk about me too.
I don't care. I can still love them. I can still be their best friend. So hey, everybody, I got to shut it down because I'm about to start coughing. Have a great night. Be safe. Don't go to the square this weekend. The best thing that we could all do is just completely ignore it and just move on like nobody's there. The good thing is it's gonna rain. It's gonna be cold. So hey, have a great night. Thanks so much.